So I had to check the Nanlite PavoTube II 15X against the Icelite 2. This is the PavoTube. It's at, I think I had it set at 200 ISO. I'll have to look again. But anyway, so I'm just checking it against the Icelite to see what puts out more light. Not that it means anything, you know, because they're both, I mean, they're not as powerful as a flash, let's put it that way. But I do love the ice lights, and I just wanted to see if there's a little boost with the Nanolite. So it's at 125th, 200 ISO, and so that's the ice light. It would have to be at an f-stop of 1 with that setting. So the first one I did was, you know, like a butterfly kind of lighting to see how it would come out and see how it would look. Obviously, the bottom light is set a lot lower than the top light, but I did love the output of this. So I did have the camera set at 200 ISO. I was probably shooting, believe it or not, at like 500th of a second at 1.2. I had the 50mm 1.2 on the camera for this because I really, you know, I know a lot of you like to shoot at the 1.2, 1.4, those wide apertures to get that look. So I wanted to keep it at that, just to, and it helped, of course, again with the LEDs, because you know, so I can keep the higher shutter speed. I'm an old man, so I shake a little bit. So the higher the shutter speed, the better. Now I did drop it later in the shoot, but anyway. So now I'm just churning lights, so they're vertical on either side of her. And I'm just playing, and I'm not setting these things up in any particular way. I'm just randomly putting these lights anywhere because it is easy to use. You know, that's the key here. With the LEDs, you see everything right in front of you. And, you know, if I'm shooting at 500 speed at 200 ISO, I'm really happy with that. And they were fun to use. I mean, these really are fun to use. Now, I would like grids for these so I can control the light more, you know, for the more artistic kind of look. But straight out of the box, just playing with these and turning them. And here's the other thing with these versus like something like a rotolight. You know, like a rotolight is a round light. And I know there's, you know, a lot of fans with rotolight, but I just don't like them because they are that, you know, they say, well, you don't need a modifier. You know, a small round light is a small round light. Now these, yeah, they're very narrow, but when you turn them to the side, they become very soft across the face. And I mean, you can see that in these photos. So this one, I'm just putting that top light horizontal so I can cover, you know, more of her face, make it softer, and the backlight's just like a backlight hair light kind of thing. And the photos are coming out great. I love the look. I love the use of these. Now, you can use the app. I used it a little bit, and it's, you know, I'll show it later on, but and it works really well, by the way. But, you know, every one of these shots, you know, just flipping these things around, changing them, it's easy. You see what you're going to get. So anybody can do this. So if you're like hesitant with flash, and I know it can be intimidating, but you know, to throw these up and to use them, like, you know, changing a color, like I'm not doing anything special. I just change the color, put the light on her side. I'll pull the other one up for the face light again, and I'm done. And you can change the, you know, the saturation on that. Like I had the saturation pretty high, so I had to tone it down just a little bit when I post-process these, but. You know, you can create some beautiful looking light with these, and this is just 2 of these things. I believe they're on sale now too for like $300 or $310 or something, which I know it sounds expensive, but the ice lights when they come out, they were $499, which was ridiculous when you look at something like the PavoTube 15X at $310. This is twice the light, but it's beautiful. Like, you know, when I get the barn doors or the grid or whatever they call them, you know, I'll definitely do another shoot. And I definitely want to get the 4-foot now on top of these too, because with the 4-foot, being able to turn that sideways, you know, like horizontal or vertical, and getting that soft light. Now this, I wanted to do some full length photos just to see if I'm getting full coverage. I did drop it down to 250th on the shutter speed for this. Again, wide open at 1.2. I'm still at ISO 200, and these are the images I'm getting. So, as far as brightness is concerned, they're bright. Now, someone asked me on the first one, what's the benefit of using these over a speed light? Honestly, I don't think there is an actual benefit. I think, as far as in the studio, yeah, what you see is what you get. You can just move the lights to where you want, so that's a benefit. But if I was on the road, if I'm doing an actual job for a client, I'm going to have a speed light with me or a strobe with me at all times, no matter what, because you don't know what you're going to run into. They may say, hey, let's take this outdoors. These will not, they may fill in a little bit of the shadow, but not a lot. So that would be an issue for you. But for studio stuff or a controlled lighting situation, if you're shooting indoors somewhere, yeah, I have no issue with these whatsoever. Throw a speed light in your case just in case you need that extra power. But these are just straight out fun. And again, I'm playing. I'm not doing anything special. I'm changing the color once in a while. I'm just testing everything out. Now this is really cool. So in the app, I'm going to take a picture of the background so I can change the color of the light to the background color. So it's going to enhance her on, coming from the backlight, and you'll see in this next photo, it's the color of the backdrop that is like shining on her, and it just adds a nice warmth and so forth. But just imagine this for a product or something like that. So like I had this silk on my counter, so I just grabbed that for the next one, and I took a picture of, I think the yellow or the orangish yellow in the silk, and it picked up the color. We didn't know what to do with the silk because, like I said, this was just a quick, easy shoot, and it wasn't a paid shoot. It wasn't, I just said, hey, come in, I want to try these lights out. There's that background warmth on her. It's just incredible that you're able to do that, and I really want to try that with the product. But here's the silk. I'm just going to take a picture of the yellow. She's just going to hold it just for an example, and that backlight, you'll see it'll change to that color instantly. And once I say, once I took the picture and say done, there it is. It was like a yellowish green. But she's going, what do you want me to do with this? Anyway, so I just said hold it. She did throw it around her neck for a second, and I said, it looked like a sweat cloth after you get done working out. But I just had her hold it so we can see, the end result. So you can see on the right side there that picked up the color of the silk, and I could have did the blue or the orange, and it just picks it up. Anyway, I hope you liked the shoot. I really wanted to try these lights, the Pavo lights. I'm enjoying them. I'm having fun with them. And if you're afraid of flash, but you still want to do indoor stuff and you want to control light, this is really a good way to go versus any other. Like the Cobb lights, if you don't mind having the big softbox and so forth, but you do have to have some power for those. For these, the power's in there. You can make them soft just by turning them horizontal. You can make them a little harder by pulling them away and putting them vertical. There's so much you can do with these, and there's just so many creative things you can do with them. And again, I'm going to do a third shoot with these once I get the grids or the barn doors, or whatever they call them, in and put those on them, and then the 4-foot. So hope you enjoyed the shoot. If you have any questions, leave them below. I know these a little bit better now, so I may be able to help. Thanks for watching.